And you are big in systems and processes, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why are those? I mean, in sports, you have
Hmm.
systems, right? You have your plays you're going to
Hmm.
run, and as long as you run the play the way we have it set up, it's like a recipe. As long as you follow the recipe, it's going to work out like this. Maybe not every single time, but 95, 97% of the time. Same thing in business, right? Um, what are some of the processes and systems that you help businesses implement?
To your point about processes and systems, right? So we say, okay, that's the process through which that we're going to attract key talent. The system for that is to then take each of our core values for whether it's the entire organization or just a certain team or however we want to do it, and we're now going to break it out into a chart where it's okay, say our value is innovation. All right, so that's one of our core values. What does it mean or how does innovation show up from an internal standpoint when we deal with each other? What does innovation look like? What about from a customer facing standpoint? How does that look? What about in meetings and SOP adjustments? How does innovation look? Right? And so I'm actually challenging us to come up with specific behaviors that show that. And now you have a system for absolutely ensuring that innovation is actually part of your process, right? So that's to me, when we look at that, when we break that down for each step of it, right? So again, that's the attract step. Now let's talk about retaining. So if we say that we want to retain them, well, what's our system for retaining key players? What's our system for development? Right. So if we want to retain them, well, that means that we need to have different types of meetings. So that means we need to change now our process for employee development. So the system needs to look like this. We now need to be having three different types of one-on-one meetings. And I'm not saying that you have to fill your whole calendar with them, but we need to be having coaching conversations, right? Which can be internally or we're more than happy to take that on for you, right? You need to be having mentoring conversations. So coaching conversations are business related, but they're about hard skills. What do we need to get better at from a hard skill standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Mentoring conversations are about life. Where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years? What do you want it to look like? What does success look like to you? And then you have your normal one on ones, which are your data driven, results driven meetings, right? Let's talk about what's going on within the company. So, again, when you look at attract, retain, develop, maximize, we need to have systems and a process for each, and then systems within that ensure that those processes are being met. And if you do that, then the results take care of themselves. That's the beautiful thing about this is that if you focus on the processes and the systems, you don't even have to worry about the results. Because as long as you're not selling a crappy product at the wrong time to the wrong people, I can't help you with
Yep.
that. You need a business consultant for that. That's not me. But as long as you have your product fit, you have your ideal customer profile set up, you have your financial system in place, everything's in place. Assuming all that is right, if you take care of these systems and processes with your people, you will be a high performing company. It is literally almost impossible to not be a high performing company if you handle these things.